Australia, 95% of franchises go broke in the first 2 years.
Well, the figure's not bad actually if you talk about independent businesses, because the estimates is independent businesses like cleaning and mowing actually go broke about between 90 and 95% in the first year. But when it comes to franchising, a little bit different. Our own figures show that approximately 11% of our franchisees leave the system within the first year. But out of that 11%, some have gone independent, which is something we really don't make too difficult. So your figures are a little bit skewed the other way around.
I can't, because I think we are heading into a long and deep recession.
That's great. That's the best thing we could possibly have for us. We do very well out of recessions. Our biggest problem now is we've got so much work. Like we had 180,000 odd unserviced leads last year. And the leads keep on rising, but our franchise numbers aren't growing. So in actual fact, what's going to happen is what happened back in the 90s. We're going to have work. Other people are going to lose their jobs, and our franchisees are going to be busy and prosperous, and we're going to get more people joining us. So, I mean, I wish the best for the country, but from Jim's point of view, a bit of a recession would be a very good thing for us.
If you have a go, you don't need gyms, so he can sit up in his penthouse overlooking the Gold Coast counting his money.
Yeah, okay. I don't even like the Gold Coast. It's too muggy. You want to live in Queensland when you can have the bracing outdoor life in Victoria. But as far as that's concerned, I don't know where that comes from, but our system is nothing like that. We actually have a work guarantee which really doesn't expire could go on for years, and it's basically the people can do freebies. So it's not so much per week, it's a minimum income. Though we rarely pay more than a couple of $1,000s in all, but that's because people get work so quickly. But fundamentally, no, not a 5-year guarantee. I don't know who you're talking about, but that's someone else.
And what about the penthouse? You obviously may tell me what you live in.
Well, I live in a pretty nice house just next door to the office, and it's a single-story house, and it's a nice house, but it's nothing spectacular. My kids often they laugh about it. They sort of, people have the idea that their father's so rich, but you know, I drive a 10-year-old car and dress in pretty shabby old clothes and stuff, and they say, you just don't live the lifestyle of the rich and famous, Dad. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but no penthouse, no yachts, no mistresses, none of the good stuff. Just a very ordinary life.
He's gone big rip-off. It will take you 5 years before you start making money for yourself. Then you'll have to pay you to use the name for the rest of your life. Cheaper to start your own business. Pay your kids to do letterbox drops. You won't make money for long doing gyms when they charge $80 for a townhouse. People aren't going to pay that much unless they're desperate.
Well, actually, the interesting thing is people do pay more money from gyms, and we know that because we know that when we go up against people who are charging cheaper, we tend to get the jobs, and our franchisees convert typically about 3/4. But as to doing it yourself, look, there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you can make a go of it yourself, and I take my hat off to you, and if you can do leaflets and have that kind of stuff going on, it's fantastic. All I can say is the chances are very much against you, that 90 to 95% of independents businesses fail in their first year. With us, it's more like 11%, including people who go independent. As to taking 5 years to make a living, no, nothing like that. We think most of our franchisees probably turn over around about $2,000 per week. You might make that in the first month maybe, but with time, most of them will achieve that. The best way to actually check on any of these things is when you go to talk about a franchise system, get a list of the current franchisees in the area, which will give you with phone numbers, and ring as many as possible. And if you haven't got the time to do that, which might take you an hour, don't even think about going into business of any kind. But if you do your homework and do that for us and do that for anybody else, and just ask the franchisees, is it a good system? How much are you making? Would you do it again? Just see what they say. And go by that. And if they say don't buy gyms, then don't buy gyms, that's for sure. But they won't.